let's get started. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being with me. Most of you, directly or indirectly, have heard of the boot camp, and it's an intensive course that I designed for a small group of people. When they take the course, they have an aspiration to raising the bar. Wherever you are in your business, if your business is doing well and you are where you need to be, and everything is humming the way it should, just keep at it. You don't need the boot camp. If you are where you are, but you know, I need to raise the bar on my business, there is another level I'm capable of, and there's some structure I need to add to it, then I want you to entertain the possibility of this boot camp. Now, why is it called a boot camp? Because it's an intensive course. See, most classes now on the internet are webinar or recorded webinar, and you show up and you watch them and you do some work and you're gone. This one is different. This is why it's only a small group of people. It's not a recording. It's not even a webinar. What it is a group of people, about 20 to 24, get together. I explain to them what we're going to do, and we get to work. So even though we're not meeting physically in a room, we are meeting through webcams, just like you guys are doing it, but each person has to be in the class, and each person interacts, and each person does homework and responds to everybody else. So let me get deeper into what is the 8-week success bootcamp. First of all, my name is Key. I'm an internet strategist. I'm a prospecting coach. I'm the guy who gets you uncomfortable when you want to step outside your comfort zone. And what I mean by that, we find that a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they sometimes get into what's called a rut. They do the same thing and things don't work out as much. And sometimes they go, I'm stuck. I'm the guy who gets you unstuck if you choose it. I'm the guy who says, no, we're going this way. We're going to do this right now. Let's see what happens. So there's a lot of discomfort, and I don't mean discomfort in terms of the class. The discomfort is there are things you know you should be doing. You will be given a way of thinking about it and approaching it. Then you have to apply it and work with other people in the class. And guess what happens? You start producing results. So all of you who are listening to me right now, just remember, you only need one URL. That URL you see on the screen is a registration URL. It is an Ask Me question URL. It is also a place where you will see additional videos that explain the course. So if you are listening to me right now, please write down that URL. You'll see it on every slide. That URL is where you're going to interact with me with more questions if you need to, or register. So first, let me do this very quickly. I need to fix something right here. So my first question has always been, why is it that nearly 80% of real estate is done by a little more than 20% of agents? What is it that 25% of agents know or do, which is much better? What do they do that helps them always be in the marketplace making money? They're not complaining about the market. They know the market is the market. And the second question is, why is it that some agents, when they come into the business, they learn how to work with buyers and sometimes get stuck there? Meaning they want to work with sellers, they want to prospect, but they don't have the tools or the approach or the scripts or the mindset. Why is it that these things happen in our industry? I want to illuminate that for you right now, give you some insights, and maybe at the end of it, you'll decide that the bootcamp could be for you. See, for me, I believe that every full-time agent is capable of doing 25 transactions a year. And because you're with Exit, 25 transactions means a bronze award. So technically speaking, if you're a full-time agent Forget the money for a second. Let's just put the money aside. If you are a full-time agent, I believe you are capable of doing 25 transactions. Here's the problem. You cannot do 25 transactions with just buyers. You will burn out. You'll be working morning and night, all of your weekends. You will not have a life. You'll burn out. The people who are capable of doing 25 transactions a year or more are people who balance their business. What do I mean by that? Out of the 25 transactions, they do about 10 to 12 to 15 listings. Because with listings, you get to double dip. You get other chances. Some of your sellers, guess what? They are thinking about buying. They can't just sell. They have to buy. So if you become a listing agent, sometimes by just showing up at the appointment, you walk away with 2 transactions. But it's a skill. You have to learn how to be deliberate. You have to learn how to ask for business. You see, for me, if you're doing this as a vocation, you just like real estate, you like doing it on the side, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a nurse, and you don't want to do this full time, you're doing it in addition to your life, then the boot camp is not for you. You don't need to bother with it. There are other things you could do that will help you grow your business. But if you're a full-time agent and you live and die by the deals you make, and you want to consistently be within the top 20 to 30% of agents in a consistent manner, you cannot escape listings. You cannot build your career on just buyers because you'll burn out and you don't have enough time for your family. So I believe that everybody's capable of that, but there's a problem. The biggest problem is mindset. How you approach your business. Let's be honest about it, guys. In our industry, not everybody approaches this business-like. Most approach it like, hey, man, we're hanging out. Hey, I'm going to call my cousin and see if he wants to buy real estate. There's a lot of lackadaisical kind of approach to the business. Most agents, probably not you. If you're with me, you're probably have a mindset of deliberate time management. Most agents wake up and wing it. They don't have a plan. They don't have a daily plan. They don't have a weekly plan. They don't have a monthly plan. They don't have a quarterly plan. They don't have a yearly plan. And worst of all, they don't have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. They don't have any of that. They wing it. They'll see, hey, when I wake up, let's see what happens. That mindset holds you back from success. But there is one aspect of this business that if you control it, or you do your best to get close to controlling it, which is called self-discipline, which is the best kind of discipline. Now, there's discipline that is imposed on you. If you drive recklessly, a police officer will pull you and give you a ticket. That is discipline from the government or from the police. But there's another type of discipline, which is self-discipline. Self-discipline is the most important type of mindset a true listing agent has to develop. And then once you have those things, you got to have consistency of systems. You don't just take a listing and say, what am I going to do with it? You already know what you're going to do with it. Because the purpose of a listing is to get more listings. Some of you are going, but Key, whoa. I think the purpose of a listing is to sell it. No, it sells itself. If you do a good job with your market and you understand your market, a listing, when you get it, sells itself. What you need to do is use that listing so that other neighbors go, okay, I've got to pick Karen. Karen knows her stuff. She's the one who listed this property. We should list with her. So whether you call it fishing, whether you call it hunting, I call it prospecting. Prospecting is the act of asking for business. I mean, remember this, Todd. What did we say in the class? We are in the business of asking for business. Our job is to schedule daily activities to ask for business. Now, Do we want people to come to us and call us and give us business? Sure. Everybody wants that. Everybody and his uncle and his broker and his other agent wants that. But that's not the business. The business we're in is asking for it. Because when we ask for it, we have a chance of doing it. And guess what? That's a skill. Those who wait for business to come to them, or worse, start complaining about why the market is not doing what it's supposed to do. The market is bad. I had people telling me, man, last year was a terrible year. I'm like, what are you talking about? It was the best year for exit. It was the best year for a lot of exit agents. It's probably you who did not have the right mindset of approaching it. You wanted to wait. You wanted to wake up at 10 a.m., hang out, have the phone ring, go show a property, and make a lot of money at the end of the month. And guess what? That's not the business you're in. So we need to learn not to just clean the fish. We have plenty of people on the shores cleaning the fish. We need to go on the boat into the ocean fishing. We are in the business of hunting. We're in the business of asking for business. And that's where it comes in, stepping outside your comfort zone. Most of you love the comfort of the phone ringing. You hate making the calls out. You don't realize that that's a skill. That's something you learn to do. And what you need to learn to do is layer the proper mindset with the proper scripts. Well, guess what? In this class, we not only learn the scripts that are successful for you to generate listings, we learn to create them as well. I will teach you a methodology, and Todd, who is with us, knows it. It's called the Bravo methodology to create a script. So let me share with you the 5 areas in our industry that we have to master. Think of them this way. If you were a chef, if you are somebody who really ran a kitchen, a great kitchen, and you make these dishes, what do you need? You need a set of knives. You need pots and pans. You need all kinds of tools. Well, these are the 5 tools a real estate agent needs to master in order to succeed in real estate. Well, not just to succeed, to thrive, to do best. I mean, come on, guys. Why would you do this business full time and not earn a minimum of 100,000? Shouldn't you go all the way there? Shouldn't you go past 100,000? Some of you know you're capable of it, but you may not are disciplined about it. So what are the 5 areas? The first one is your entrepreneurial mindset. How you think about your business, how you think as an entrepreneur. By the way, this is why I recommend everybody get this book. It's called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Even if you don't join the course, ignore the course. If you truly want to be an entrepreneur and develop the mindset of an entrepreneur, which is you don't get paid for the work you do, you get paid for the results you get. If you develop that mindset, this book will help you. The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber will help you focus your mind on your attitude, your business planning, and your entrepreneurship. The second one is the consistency. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road of real estate. It is not just learning how to prospect. It's the consistency of prospecting. It's how often you prospect and create business for yourself. We call that consistency of prospecting. And a lot of you, guess what? You prospect here and there, or worse, you prospect when you feel like it. You don't have a plan for it. You need to design a plan for your prospecting and trust it. The third part is controlling the listing presentation. We don't want Todd to get a listing appointment and go to the listing in Orlando and bungle it. We don't want that. We want him to walk in with confidence, with knowledge, with a good presentation. And if he wants to take the listing, he should be able to walk away with it. And guess what? That's also a skill that you have to learn. The fourth one, and this one is another big problem in our industry, it's called time blocking. Time blocking and daily habits. In fact, if I had a camera and I was observing Simone, I would not watch her. I will watch her habits. And I can tell you by the end of the week whether she's making money or not. Just watching her habits. Your habits, especially your daily habits, say a lot about you. Not only that, but it also will either help you or not help you with your business. And then finally, your mental toughness. You have to develop mental toughness. When somebody says no to you and you're asking them for business, let's say let's say Deborah. Deborah is sitting, she's in line with, let's say in Walmart, and she's talking to somebody. They go, "Oh, you're a realtor." She goes, "Yeah, I'm a realtor." And she's interacting with them, and they ask her, and she asks them, "Have you thought about selling your home?" And they'll say no. That means Deborah has a choice now. She has a choice to either see it out like, "Oh, that's normal. There's nothing wrong," or she will take it personally. She takes it personally, meaning that she feels hurt or feels disoriented by it. Your ability to understand no and realize that it means not now and continue to run your business without crumbling is essential to this business. We call this your mental toughness or your stamina. Your stamina is, let's take Karen. Karen has a conversation with a buyer and it's not going well. There's a friction and she can feel the friction. Guess what? She tries to solve it. She tries to get people to help her solve it, but she doesn't fall apart. Karen goes, "It's part of the process. Let's keep going. Let's keep talking." Some agents develop that mindset. Some other agents take it too personally. And those who do tend to not do well because they want approval. Approval is not good for this business. Tenacity, your ability to keep going. Now that's where the business is. We must stop thinking that those 5 areas I just showed you, people are born that way. Well, John, look at John. John was born to succeed. He's awesome. He has the right head, the right face, the right smile. He's going to succeed. And Todd, well, maybe not. That is silly. These areas I just showed you are areas of skill. This is why it's called a boot camp. Anything you want, if you add to it skill, habits, and planning, you will get. But you have to develop the skill. This is why this program was designed as an 8-week program. To be honest with you, let me lay my cards on the table. It's really not 8 weeks. It's really 3 months. Because here's how it works. 2 weeks before the course, when you join the course, I will be giving you assignments to get you into the course. So you have to complete 3 assignments before you are even invited into the course. Then you are in the course for 8 weeks. Then after the course, we do 2 weeks of wrap up and assignments. So when you look at it, you're in the course for about 12 weeks. So here's why. Because we found that habits start developing and sticking after the 4th, 5th week. The first week, no habit sticks. The second week, maybe. The 3rd, then the 4th. When you get to the 4th or 5th week and you stick with it, you know what happens? You develop what's called muscle memory. You become stronger because that habit is now part of you. And the most difficult habit to develop is a morning routine with business planning and an evening routine with closing your week. That is the most difficult thing that agents have to develop. But guess what? It's a skill. So this is why I designed it as an intensive course that's called the 8-week program, but really it should be called the 3-month program. Because When you develop good habits, you can rely on them to help you. So let me give you another way of looking at it. When you develop good business habit, time is your friend. Time is an ally. You never complain about time. When you develop bad habits, time becomes your enemy. Time becomes the thing you have excuses for. So you need to start thinking about time as kind of a fertilizer. If you plant, let's say you have some soil and you put this fertilizer called time and you plant some good habit, you're going to get results. If you take the same soil and you take the same fertilizer time and you plant a bad habit, you get excuses. This is why you'll hear me always mention this book by Brian Tracy called No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline. I cannot recommend this book more. Brian Tracy, the book is called No Excuses, The Power of Self-Discipline. When you become an entrepreneur, you don't work for me. You don't work for your broker. You don't work for Exit. You work for yourself. You're the boss. But here's the problem, guys. Here's what I see. These are the things I've seen Simone. The boss called Simone lets the employee who works for her, who's also called Simone, get away with stuff. She goes, I don't feel like it. I'll do it tomorrow. And you let her get away with it. Instead of saying, no. We said we're making the calls right now. We have to make 5 calls. Let's make the calls. When Simone, the boss, can run Simone, the realtor, magic happens. And that's why a lot of agents sometimes think the freedom of real estate is awesome. You are correct. I love this business. I mean, it's in my blood. I love real estate. I love real estate agents. I love the courage it takes to be a realtor. I love and respect the courage it takes to learn to ask for business. But let's not kid each other. If we don't go out there hunting, fishing, whatever you want to call it, prospecting, guess what? It's not going to land on our lap. If we spend the first 5 years of our business building our name, building our career, then we'll start getting the phone ringing more often. So we need to become more bossy. You guys need to become the boss of your business. But I'm not saying boss the other people. I'm saying boss yourself. So Simone looks at the clock. It says 10 p.m. She goes, I want to see more Netflix. And she goes, no. You're going to bed because tomorrow morning we're going to get up and we're going to get to work because Simone is the boss. Because if she lets Simone, the realtor, kind of loosey-goosey, guess what? Nothing gets done. So let me give you some basic math about this business. In the United States, we have 2 million real estate agents, people who are licensed. Of those 2 million real estate agents, we have 1.3 million realtors with the National Associations of Realtors. In the United States, believe it or not, some of you don't know this, but now you will know it for the rest of your life. The number of listings is steady. It's about 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 million a year, period. By the way, the number of buyers who want to buy is much higher. The number of buyers is about 8 million. But there's only 5.3 million listings. So there's 3 million buyers who are not going to be able to buy. You know why? For multiple reasons. Because the inventory in the United States is stable and it's not growing. So therefore, when you think about it, 5.3 million, do the math, Todd, 5.3 million, how many agents do we need? We just need 500,000. If you took 500,000, each one of them can do 10 listings. Karen can do 10 listings on her own a year, very easily. In fact, Karen can do 15 to 20. I know agents who do 50 to 60 listings a year. So Karen or John or Simone, she can do on her own 10 to 15 listings. So in our industry, do we need more agents? Absolutely not. It's not like teachers or nurses or welders where we need more people. In our industry, we don't need more agents. We need more hunters who are prospectors. We don't need more order takers. We need prospectors. And here's what happens to you. The moment you shift from being an order taker, a servicer of a listing, a servicer of a buyer, and you shift it to becoming a hunter, a person who goes out there, get the business, a go-getter. Call yourself a go-getter if you want. The moment you shift to that place, you now control your business. You now know how to run your business, and now you're the boss. You will make money whether the market is going up, down, or sideways. In fact, you never think about it. Oh, I'm going to make money. You never turn to your wife and say, honey, this year we're going to make money. The market is good. Or, oh, this thing, honey, this year we're going to starve. The market is bad. No, I told you, in the United States, whether the market is up, down, or sideways, we do 5.1 or 5.3 million listings. They happen with or without you. Your job is to learn to carve your niche. You need to learn how to ask for business to get your share of it. So I don't know what John wants, but if John told me, Key, I'm capable of doing 20 sales a year. I'm like, okay, why don't we make that 8 of them listings and 12 of them buyers? He goes, that works for me. I'm like, okay. So John cannot sit and have them land on his lap. He has to learn to put his arm around the market and pull it towards him. And he has to use social media. He has to use lead generation. He has to use YouTube. He has to use Facebook. He has to use postcards. He has to use the phone. He has to use what I call door knocking, face-to-face, mailers, events. He will use all of these things because he knows if he takes all of these funnels and puts them together, he can control his faith. That's when John becomes the boss of his own business. Now, this course, when I designed it with a special group in mind. I never designed this course for everyone. I just want to be honest with all of you. I don't think everybody should be in real estate, personally. That's my opinion. Forgive me if that offends you. I don't mean to offend anyone. I think that we have plenty of people in this business who should not be in it. Period. That's all I have to say about it. But after coaching and mentoring and running my own brokerage and working with other brokers as a coach, I realized that there is a way to crack this code. See, for me, success is a checklist. If you have a well-planned business and you are able to be held accountable, you will do better. And this is why this boot camp, I don't consider it a training. I consider it a combination of coaching, mentoring, accountability, and working with other people. So it's not the same as a Buffini course, which is a wonderful course. It's not like that. It's more intimate because the group of people is very small. Now, who benefits from it? You get to decide. I just finished a course where I had 5 brokers and I had 7 new agents and they're all doing well. So it's not like whether you're new or been in the business 20 years or 5 years or 20 years. Here's the question you should ask yourself. If where I am, the business I'm running, is it humming where I want it to be? If it is, forget about this boot camp or just keep doing what you're doing. It's working, and if it's working, stay with it. If you know that you need to raise the bar in your mindset and in your systems, in your checklist and your marketing, and in your prospecting, and you need to raise the bar, then maybe consider it. Now, the only thing I cannot do is find that burning desire inside of you. If Todd does not have inside of him that desire to succeed, even though, let's say he doesn't know anything. By the way, he knows a lot. But let's say for a second, Todd doesn't know anything. I can tell you this. He does not need to know everything to succeed. But he has to have that desire to stretch himself to succeed. The desire to learn. The desire to be pushed past his comfort zone. That roaring fire, I cannot turn it on. But if you have an ember of success, I can help you nurture that. This is why in this course, you have to be coachable. You have to be collaborative. So for example, let's say Karen was in the class and John was in the class and they were success partners. They will collaborate on a daily basis for a few seconds, on a weekly basis on major projects, and then they collaborate with the rest of the class when we get together. In fact, before you even get into the class, when you register, you don't pay for the course. When you register for this course, you don't pay for it. What you do, you're putting yourself in line to be interviewed and send the assignments. The process already started. We already have 15 people registered. We have interviewed so far about 7. We're getting to the rest of the people. Some of them will be done today, tomorrow, and Monday. So if you already registered, we're going to get to you very soon. And then once you do those 3 assignments, you'll be invited into the course. There are 8 Fridays in a row. It starts April the 9th. We start early in the morning. Well, for me, it's not early, but for most people, it's early. We start at 8:30 a.m. Just want to make no, we start at 9 a.m. Eastern, but you have to log in at 8:30. So it's Friday. You have to be logged in at 8:30. Some people like to take the class from the office, which we welcome. Some people like to take the class from their home office, just like you're doing right now, which we welcome as well. You can do whatever you want. And we go for 3.5 hours. So we start at 9 a.m. Eastern. We finish at 12:30 p.m. Eastern with a 15-minute break. All of the sessions are live. During the week, you will be given assignments. I recommend that you have a laptop with you. Don't take the class from your smartphone. You will not have a good experience. You have to take it from a laptop with a webcam. And you will have, so let's pretend I was talking to Karen. Let's say Karen was in the class. She said, Key, can you explain to me the assignments I'm going to have? I'm going to say, well, Karen, you're going to have some morning assignments. They're very short, about 10 to 15 minutes that you have to do. By the way, they're part of your business. They're not external to your business. They're part of what's called business planning. So you have that in the morning. And then you have at the end of the day, an assignment to wrap up the day, which is about 5-10 minutes. So daily you have that. On a weekly basis, you will be given an assignment. We call it the Big Kahuna. It is an assignment that you have 7 days to work on to achieve it. Examples, writing a blog. I will teach you what a blog is and how to write it. Putting a script together for a listing presentation. I'll show you how to do it, and you will write it and you will put it together. But you will also work with your success partners. You're going to share with them what you have done. So they will see what you've done. You will see what they have done, and you will support each other. So this is a very collaborative class. And there's a lot of requirements. These are the topics I'm going to be covering. Most of you have seen the flyer. Let me show you the flyer very quickly. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but the flyer tells you a description of the course, the topics, these are the dates, and these are the requirements. Please read the requirements thoroughly before you even sign up. Or if you have a question or concern, let me know. What else should you know? Let's continue with Karen as an example. Karen registers. What should she expect? Within 2-3 days, she will get an email telling her what to expect in the next few days. Then I will set up a call with her. We'll talk for about 20 minutes about her business. And then she will get the first assignment. Her first assignment is called her vision assignment, her business plan. She's going to work on it for 2-3 days. Then she's going to send it back to me. And then I'm going to send her another assignment called how to brand yourself, how to let the world know you. She will work on that 2-3 days. And then send it back to me. And then finally, I'll give her 2 videos to watch. One about success partnership and one about inbound marketing. They come with a handout. She will watch them. She will fill in the handout. And then when she's done, she will notify me. And I will go, so Karen, you've done the 3 assignment. You've given it your best. I can tell from the work you've done that you've given it your best. Would you like to join the class? And she will say, I am ready. Let's go. And that will be like a week before the class, and we get started. So that's really how it works out. Um, you will be given a handout for every class, so be prepared to have a binder where you're going to have about 200 to 300 pages in that binder. So there's a lot of information to learn. On top of the class that you do with me, I give you an additional 75 videos for your own personal knowledge. They're called how-to videos. I add that as a bonus. It's a $500 bonus that I add for all the participants because a lot of you want to move up to another level. The course is $1,000. For exit agent, it's $700. And when there's a broker who is the lead person, in this case, our friend in Tennessee, when you have Exit Realty Blues, so when you have a broker who is the lead person, we work out something that benefits everybody. So the course is $375 for the course. You don't pay for it when you register. You pay for it when you are invited into it. Whether I turn it over to you guys and have you ask questions, you can ask me questions with your microphone, or you can send me chats through the chat function. You can send me a question. What would you like me to explain about me, the boot camp, or what you should know about this course, if anything? When I look that way, I'm looking at the chat function to see if somebody typed something. I tried to be very detailed. Maybe I went too long for some of you. I am very passionate about this boot camp. This is what I love doing. So for some of you going, stop talking, Key, I'm done. Goodbye. I get it. I hear you. Well, since there's no questions, why don't I end with this? I want to end with this quote. By the way, all of you, at some point in your life, please get this book. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's an excellent book. You cannot be an entrepreneur and not learn about this book. It is a wonderful foundation of learning when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur. Remember, an entrepreneur does not get paid for how hard they work. They get paid for the results they create. And by the way, they are the hardest working workers on the planet. So, but you don't get paid by the hour, you get paid the reward of your result. He says, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work whatever you may have at your command. And better tools will be found as you go along. So you don't have to have all the answers to start getting outside your comfort zone. Just get moving. Lee, you're very welcome. Thank you for being with me. I enjoyed being with all of you. I see that you don't have any questions. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. The URL I gave you has all of the information you need. I'm so glad you came and been with me. Take care, everybody.